This is the example that I carried over from the previous video where we printed, or not printed out, but we displayed the detailed report on category 6. And this is going to give me the information I'm going to need to report in Blackboard on my progress, on my practice. Now again, I've reproduced this. I've cut and pasted on this chart several items together, the title at the top, and I've gone all the way down and cut and pasted the category 6 portion of the report. And you'll notice here, if I take a look at the top, in terms of all of category 6, there's 196 questions. 193 are not answered correctly. The questions not seen are 191. However, the total question attempts that I made in this case, I'm going to say I made 5 question attempts answering questions 6A1 through 6A5 and 6B1 through 6B2. And again, those were selected by the system randomly. My average score was 60%. My average trending score, which is not good, is 33%. The total average time per question was 2 minutes and 18 seconds. Now that's for all of category 6. And what we're going to be asked to report on is at the next level down, where it's going to be category 6 and then the letter. So it'll be 6A and category 6B. Now it looks like it's kind of hard to pick out the information, but in truth it's really not that hard. All we need to go is under 6 we need to go to A, category A, and that's going to represent the total activity for category A. Now as far as we're concerned, we are only concerned with the total question attempts, and that says there were 4 attempts made in category A. We don't care about what the details are necessarily from a grading standpoint, but I do want to know that you attempted 4 questions in category A. I'm also told that your average score was 75% with those 4 questions. The average trending score is 66%, and the average time per question is 2 minutes and 36 seconds. Now, I'm also going to do this for category B. In category B, it shows I had 1 question attempt. That's the only question that was given to me from the random choices. And of course, I would see a lot more of these as the number of questions I had to attempt went up. And my average score in this case, since I got that question wrong, was 0. The average trending score is 0. The total time it took to do this would be 1 minute and 7 seconds. Now that we've identified the lines that we're interested in, we have to identify the data that we're going to be utilizing for reporting. And that's fairly simple. We consider our total question attempts, we consider our average score, our average trending score, total time, and average time. And that's going to be information that is going to be reported on Blackboard. So now with that information, let's go back over to Blackboard to see how we report this information. Now we switch back to our Cabrini Learning example week, and again you can see the task for the example week where we were to complete 5 MCQ practice sets for 6A1 through 6B2, and we went through how to select that and so forth. Now we need to report on them. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go down to the next box where it says submit your CAT 6A and 6B MCQ activity report here. And again, it says here, as noted in your syllabus and task list, randomly select an answer, in this case 5 MCQs, from CAT 6A and 6B from the Surgeon Audit Test Bank, which you performed. Using your Surgeon Progress Report, which we'll talk about in a second, complete and submit the MCQ activity report form provided here. The maximum amount of points that can be earned from this exercise is 2.1 points, which are 5 MCQs times 42 points each. Failure to submit your report when due may result in a 20% reduction to the or from the total points earned as reported on your MCQ activity report. So we can go ahead and click on the link right here. And what we're going to see, the due date, Sunday, January the 1st, and for whatever reason I had 6:28 p.m. It should be 11:59. The points that are possible on this particular assignment, 2.1 points. All the information on the previous landing page is repeated here. And now I'm going to call up a copy of the MCQ activity report. And again, it's an example report. I'm going to do that, and here, utilizing Chrome, I'm downloading my activity report, which is right here. And of course it's going to be blank at this point. I'm going to enable editing on the report, and you can see I have to report for category 6A and 6B. Now I'm going to use the information that I just that I developed from my Surgeon Kohler, or rather Surgeon report, to transfer that information into the activity report. And for 6A, the total MCQs attempted, that would be this line here, 6A, and that would be the total questions attempted would be 4. I would put that number in here, 4. The average score, 75%. The average trending score, 66%. And the average time per question was 2 minutes and 36 seconds. Okay, I'd also do this now for category 6B, which is down here again for 6B. And in this case, question attempts would be one question attempt. The average score in this case would be 0%. The trending score would be 0%. And the average time I spent on that question would be 1 minute and 7 seconds. I do my totals in, which are 5 for total MCQs attempted. And in this case, I'm going to then value the points. I'm going to self-compute the points. And it's going to be 0.42 times 5. And that's going to come up to 2.1, which is the maximum amount of points that are allowed in this particular problem. So in this case, what I'm saying is I attempted 5 multiple choice questions. My average scores for 6A was 75%, for 6B was 0. Obviously I got that wrong in my average times. So in this case, I would compute, I got 2.1 points. If I wanted to, I could also enter additional information here under comments. Now, of course, then I would want to save this file to my computer. And in this case, I'm just going to simply save it under Documents. And it's going to be MCQ Activity Report Example Sub 1. Okay, and it's asking about upgrading to the new format, and I'll go, yeah, okay. Okay, now that report has now been saved to my computer. Now what I want to do is, as part of the reporting process, is I'm trying to get rid of some of this other information, get it off the screen. Okay, now what I want to be able to do is I want to submit my report under Attach File. So I'm going to click on Browse My Computer, and then I'm going to go to my Documents, and I find my MCQ Activity Report example, and I'm going to click on that. And now that activity report is ready to be downloaded into the summary, or sorry, into the Cabrini Learn summary for my review, and then I hit submit. And at this point then I have submitted. I haven't received a grade, but I can see the document I have submitted. So this is exactly the sort of thing I'm going to see when I look through your activity reports to grade them. And I will verify the math, verify that you attempted 5, also the points earned. Also, I look for the fact that if you go below 1 minute average time per question, that's highly unusual. So there is a chance I may be that I may be asking you why you're going through that very quickly. Again, this is a self-reporting process, and I do this because number one, you're graduate students and you should have a high level of integrity. And number two, quite frankly, I am provided similar information on every student in terms of their activity, and I do on occasion cross-check that information. So please make every effort to keep it accurate, and we shouldn't have any problems. And that is the end to our video on reporting MCQ activity. Thank you very much for your time.